Hey, how's it going? And welcome back to another episode of Maintain a Bond. And in this series, I'll be showing you different money making methods where if you do them for just 1 hour per day, after 14 days, you'll have at least enough money for a bond, if not more, which will allow you to sustain membership through bonds. The method that we're going to be doing today is the blast furnace, which was actually requested by a lot of people, and in my opinion, it's one of the best low-level money making methods in the game. Basically, the main benefit of the blast furnace is that it only uses half the amount of coal to smelt bars as it would normally take, which is where the majority of the profit comes from. And we're going to be doing steel bars, which normally would take 2 pieces of coal and 1 piece of iron, but because we're using the blast furnace, you're only going to need 1 coal and 1 iron per steel bar. The other main benefit of the blast furnace is that you smelt a full inventory at a time and there's no waiting around. You're going to be constantly running, so the higher your agility level, the better, and I would also definitely recommend having full graceful. It's not necessary, but it will cut down on the amount of stamina you have to use, which not only saves money, but it also saves time. The only necessary requirements for this are 30 smithing so that you can smelt steel bars, and you'll need to have started the Giant Dwarf quest, which you can start by going to Relica. You could run up here from Camelot, and you're going to go to this dungeon sign right over here. We'll click on that. You'll be taken here. Run over there, and you'll be taken to this quest symbol. You could start the quest right over there, and then you'll be all set to go. I would also highly recommend having the coal bag, which you can get by trading in 100 golden nuggets at the Motherlode mine, which will take you anywhere from like 5 to 10 hours to get, depending on your luck and your mining level. And what it does is it can store 27 pieces of coal. And honestly, if you don't have it, then I don't want to say it's not worth it to do blast furnace because you still make a decent amount of money, but like really just don't do the blast furnace without a coal bag. Like you can get one in a day and then you'll be set for the rest of your life. I would also recommend having the ice gloves before you do this, which you can get by killing the Ice Queen under White Wolf Mountain. However, if you're a skiller or you're not able to get them for some reason, then it's not too big of a deal. You'll just have to carry a bucket of water in your inventory and fill it up after every trip, and you'll only be making 26 bars per inventory as compared to 27. You only need 30 smithing for this method, like I said, but if you have under 60 smithing, then you'll have to pay a fee of 2.5k every 10 minutes to the foreman. But if you have the Ring of Kairos from the Creature of Frankenstein quest, that fee will be reduced. Another thing to note about the blast furnace is that in order to have everything run for you, you need to go to one of the blast furnace worlds, which you can see on the list right here. And in these worlds, you'll be putting money into a coffer, which is automatically taken out constantly, which turns out to be a rate of 72k GP per hour, or if you want to do the quick maths, that's 1200 GP per minute. So what I did is I converted all of my gold into platinum tokens, except for 2 mil, which we're going to use to buy all the supplies that we need for this 1 hour, plus probably a little bit extra just to be on the safe side. And at the end, we're going to sell everything back, including the extra supplies, and then take out the 2 mil from that and see exactly how much profit we made. And like with all the Maintain a Bond videos in this series, I'm going to be giving away all the profit at the end of the video, but I expect we're going to be making around 3,000 to 3,500 bars in the hour, so I'll be buying 4,000 of each ore just to be on the safe side. And remember, you only need half the amount of coal when you're using the blast furnace, so if you're making steel bars, that's a 1-to-1 ratio of iron to coal. I also already have 50 4-dose stamina potions in my bank, so we'll find out how many doses we used and subtract that from the profit at the end. So the easiest way you can get here is with the blast furnace minigame teleport, which you can use as long as you've been to Kelligrim before. But if you've already used your teleport recently, the easiest way to get there is by going to the GE and taking the minecart there. And once it takes you to Kelligrim, you're just a few seconds away from the blast furnace, and then you just head down the stairs and you're there. And then here's where the bucket and the sink are in case you don't have ice gloves, and you can just pick those up right there. And if you don't have 60 smithing, here's where the foreman is, so you could pay that fee every 10 minutes. Although if you have the Ring of Kairos, then you actually have to talk to him and go through the chat dialogue in order to get the reduced fee. And then if you take a few steps over, next to the bank is the coffer, and it's kind of hard to see if you've never used it before, but it's right here on top of this crate. But don't put your money in there until you're ready to start, because as soon as it goes in there, it's going to start disappearing. So here's how I have my bank set up. If you don't know what these are bank fillers. They're basically just empty slots on here so you can organize your stuff better. And what we're going to do is we're going to take out the coal bag, and then get rid of the placeholder, and then to make the bank fillers, you go to this button in the top right and click fill bank, and now it's full. So that way, when you have a full inventory of bars, you can just click deposit, and the coal bag will stay in your inventory. And then I've got my staminas in the same tab nearby as well, so I don't have to worry about searching for them every time I have to take a sip. So we are about to start the hour now, and I'm not going to be using the timer because 72k GP is going to last us exactly 1 hour, and please ignore me putting in 60k, I added in the other 12k later. But for this first inventory, you need to fill your coal bag up and then take an inventory of coal as well, because if you took iron for the first trip, the furnace would just end up making iron bars. Then follow the path I'm taking and click on the conveyor belt to put the ore on, and then unfortunately there's no shift click option to empty the coal bag, so you gotta right click on it every time. But as soon as you click the conveyor belt to deposit it, you can already have your mouse hovering over the empty option to save some time. And after that, click on the bar dispenser to start running over, but if you haven't seen the XP drop, you'll have to click on it again, otherwise the bars won't show up. But usually you'll get the XP drop before you get there. If you don't have the ice gloves, then you'll need to keep a bucket of water in your inventory and use it on the bar dispenser in order to take your bars out. And then on the way back to the bank, you can click on the sink to fill the bucket up. So this isn't like a tick efficiency guide, but I do want to give you some tips that might help improve your speed here. And let's start with stamina. So when you're ready to take a sip of stamina, put your coal in the coal bag first, so you don't waste a couple seconds of the stamina dose. Also, you might prefer to stock up on 1-dose stamina potions and have the auto smash option enabled, and that way you don't have to spend extra time depositing the potion back in every time that you need a sip. The next tip I have is if you're kind of shaky with your clicks, you don't want to accidentally deposit what you're wearing. So if you go to the options in the bank and put an X next to the option that says deposit worn items, it'll hide that option so you don't press it on accident. Another thing that helps me is using escape to close out of interfaces. And to do that, you go to your options menu, then click on the joystick and press the button that says F1, and then check the option in the bottom left corner that says escape closes current interface. Using screen markers can help a lot so you know exactly where to put your mouse, and I personally never use them, but you might like them. When you're going to the bar dispenser, you could save a couple ticks if you click on the square west or the square south of it first before you click on the dispenser itself, because if you just click on it right away, by default it makes you go to the northern end, which makes you walk a couple extra squares each trip. But really, don't worry about that, because you might be saving like 1 extra trip per hour, but it's really not worth all the stress if it's bothering you. As your level gets higher, you'll be able to make mithril, adamant, and runite bars, and generally the XP and GP per hour will increase, and from what I've heard is you can get rates of up to 1 mil GP per hour with rune. However, there's more complicated rotations with different bars because they all require different amounts of coal. But this is meant to be a beginner video for people just starting with 30 smithing, so I want to keep it as simple as possible and stick with steel bars. So that was the last trip of the hour. Now first off, let's check the XP gained, and ignore the XP per hour bit because I stopped for a minute to add the extra 12k, but you're not going to do that. But for this 1 hour, we gained 68.5k XP. And you can do this at level 30 smithing, which is a lot of XP for that level. We made 3,915 bars, which means I did 145 trips in the hour. Now keep in mind that I'm not the most efficient player, and with a bit of practice, I'm sure that you can get more than that. I ended up using 21 doses of stamina, so I'm going to buy those back now so we get an accurate number for the profit. Now let's sell back all the extra supplies and the steel bars, and take out the 2 mil we started with, and we'll see how much we made. So the total profit from 1 hour of smelting steel bars at the blast furnace was 457,949 GP. And like with all these videos, we are going to be giving the money away. And the winner from the last video, Bring NH Back, felt bad because he didn't need the money, so not only did he give back the 300k, he gave an extra 200k on top of that to give away. So we're going to be adding that 500k onto this for the giveaway, which is going to make this almost 1 mil. So now we're going to take that extra 500k out of the bank, and the way I give away the money is going to be different every time. So sometimes I'll give it away in the clan chat, sometimes I'll do it in the Discord, or maybe I'll pick a random subscriber, or I'll go to free to play and find random people. It's going to be different every time. But what I did this time is I said in my clan chat that if you're a free to play main account grinding for a bond, then meet me in Lumbridge in World 394. And there were actually 9 people that showed up for it. I was honestly expecting maybe 2 or 3, but that's awesome. There were a lot of people. So I took the 957k and divided it by 9, and I gave out 106k to each person. But I found out that one dude was a hardcore Iron Man, so I'm sorry about that, man. But with the last 106k, I dropped it for the others to grab as like a little mini drop party. Whenever new members ask what the best way to start making money is, usually the blast furnace is my go-to answer for them. But that is going to wrap up the video for today. I really hope it was able to help you out and give you some insight on how the blast furnace works. The money is just like really good for such a low requirement skill. And you can get straight to level 29 smithing by doing the Knight Sword quest, so there's really no reason why you wouldn't be able to do this. But if you want to join my clan chat, it's always open, and we have some great people there. And the username is Mudkip, so don't be shy if you want to come by, whether it's to chat or just to lurk. And the same deal with the Discord channel, I have that linked in the description, so come join over there as well. Also, if you enjoyed the video, or if it helped you out, then please give it a like, and I'm currently posting every single day at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, so if you want to stay up to date on my videos and see more from me, then please subscribe to the channel. It really would mean so much. And I just want to thank you so much for watching the video, and I will see you again tomorrow.